Do you give thought to how you're helping your players to learn most effectively? Key time in a big game in my college career. Coach called a timeout. He mapped out the play. And then we realized that the referee was going to inbound the ball on the other side of the court. So he said, guys, just invert that. What ended up happening? Well, one of our post players and one of our guards instantly, when the play started, went to the wrong spot. Why? Because he hadn't catered to every player's learning style. Most of you are probably familiar with learning styles, but few of us as coaches ever give time or attention to learning styles. So of course, the three primary learning styles, you can be a visual learner, an auditory learner, or a kinesthetic learner. Do you like to hear it, see it, or do it? And when I was in high school, I played for a coach who wrote off one of our players. Every time he explained a drill in practice, he would call a couple players forward to demonstrate. And this one teammate of mine, every time he called him forward, he would call him forward and he would explain what was going to happen. All right, you're going to pop out, you're going to receive the ball on the wing. You're going to take 2 dribbles, you're going to make a pass, you're going to cut back door, come out to the offside block, and then show for the ball. If you don't receive it, pop back out to the 3-point line. If you do receive it, then add a fake and finish. And I could just see this teammate of mine. It was like his eyes rolled back. He'd step out on the court, and as soon as the coach said go, he would go the wrong direction, or he wouldn't move at all. And what would happen? Our coach would stop the practice and start screaming at him. Weren't you listening? And in fact, he removed his name. He stopped calling him by his name. Instead of calling him Mike, he called him Meathead. And he used to say it's because there's nothing above here. And you can think about the impact that had on Mike and how he thought of himself and how all of the team thought about Mike. Of course, how did we think about him? Everyone inevitably thought Mike didn't really understand the game. Mike was too dumb to be able to pick up the concepts that coach was trying to teach us. But the truth of the matter was, it turned out Mike was a kinesthetic learner. He needed to not only hear it, not only see it, in fact, neither of those were his learning styles, he needed to actually do it. And over time, I realized that both through my own coaching and seeing other coaches, so often as coaches, we teach by talking. We teach by explaining. And then we ask our players to do it, and often they're not successful. And so just keep in mind, if you're spending a lot of time talking, chances are your players are not spending a lot of time learning. Do you give thought to how you're helping your players to learn most effectively?